Starting for the Spartans. At guard, number 2, Troy Redden. At guard, number 4, Javon Briscoe. At forward, number 15, Jupiter Sheen. At guard, number 23, Luca Naughton. At guard, number 24, Ryan Conley. The Spartans are coached by Pete Christie. Starting for the Falcons. At guard, number 12, Murphy Blood. At guard, number 2, Sherelle Reed. At guard, number 3, Lorenzo Gianni. At number 11, Arlen Johnson. At guard, number 5, Dave Wilson. The Falcons are coached by Drew Williams. Officials in the second place conference are Luke Mark, Chris Chenise, and Bob Montgomery. The national anthem is being sung tonight by Peddie and Peddie Harris.
Good evening and welcome into the 46th Annual Peddie School Invitational Basketball Tournament. The tournament started in 1973 at Peddie to showcase some of the top independent school basketball teams and talented players in the Mid-Atlantic region. Since the tournament first tipped off 45 years ago, it remains true to its goal of gathering 8 highly competitive independent school teams to compete in this early season classic. A little bit of a test to see where you're at early on in the season. And tonight, thanks for tuning in for Peddie and Solebury. Kevin Fodinger and Allie Wenner is our camera operator for this evening's proceedings. Peddie is coming out in the white uniforms, coached by Joe Wulowich. And it'll be Solebury, the Spartans, in the blue with the gold and white trim. Latrell Reed will jump it off with Jupiter Shee. And we are underway. Bernie Blunt controlling. Now it's Reed. Lorenzo Spinazzi. Reed on the left side now. Now on the left block, and we've got a foul underneath, our first foul of the game. First quarter action, 7:40 to go. Still no score. This is the first offensive possession of the game if you're just tuning in. We'll get to some of the earlier scores. There is one more game coming up tonight of 3 days of competition here. Reed, nice skip pass. Corner three on the way, and it's good. That's Gabe Milstein checking in from Ridgewood, New Jersey. Gets his team on the board with the first field goal attempt of the game. Nearly a theft at midcourt. The Solebury Spartans coming in at 1-1 here. Nice drive, and we've got a foul. No basket, but free throws upcoming for Ryan Condi, one of the captains. 6'1" junior guard out of Ewing, New Jersey. One foul on each squad in the early going. Gives us a chance to check on some of the other scores from today. At 3:30 it was Lawrenceville and Lake Forest. Lake Forest won that one fairly handily, 73-60, and then followed up by Phelps and Our Savior Lutheran, a much closer competition, and Phelps took a 62-59 victory. And a 1-for-2 trip there. Makes the Peddie student section all dressed in white happy to the right of our camera position. Now it's Reed, tries to cross over against Javon Brewster. Around the horn, three ball on the way, and that one's good. Bernie Blunt. 2 shots, 2 threes, and Peddie has a 6-1 lead in their first game of this Peddie School Invitational. Troy McGregor backing off, tight man-to-man defense. Nice drive to McGregor, stop and pop, and just floats out. And I'll say it stays with the Spartans. Looks like it bounced off Spinazzi. The 6'3" senior out of Pennington. Solebury's 2 games. They opened up their season with a home tournament. Played George School, 62-42 loss, and then Pennington they beat 57-54, excuse me. Still looking for their first made field goal of the game with 6:12 to go in the first. Very tight man-to-man defense. Good job by Marlon Johnson. And got to get the shot off, and well, he did, but it was an air ball, so shot clock violation, turns it back over to Peddie. The Falcons are 2 for 2 from 3-point range, 2 for 2 from the field. They lead at 6-1 here. The scores I gave you earlier from the earlier games will not matter in terms of who Peddie plays on Saturday. If they win, they play at 7:15. If they lose, they play at 3:45 on Saturday. And the next game will be Hun and Kiski. Long three, good. Milstein's heating up. 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. 9-1 early lead for the Falcons. Strong drive and a wild shot. And a foul called, it looked like, on the miss by Luca Naughton. Second foul of the game called against Peddie. Solebury 0 for 3, and their shots coming all inside the paint so far. Brewster's going to try to get something going around the horn, back to Reed now. Guarded by Milstein, who has 6 points in this affair so far. Condi, oh, big drive, and that is a block. All the pomp and circumstance for that call, and in the end it was a blocking foul. I guess he didn't get his feet set in the estimation of the officials. So all of a sudden Peddie up to 3 fouls with 5:13 to go in the first quarter. Reed gets the play call and lost it in. I'm sorry, McGregor. McGregor now has it on the far side, the 5'10" junior out of Ewing, New Jersey. Troy McGregor, one of 2 captains for the Spartans, along with Luca Naughton. Naughton was actually on the all-tournament team in the first 2 games of the season for Solebury. Now the dribble handoff, it's Naughton, and the easy lay-in. That's the first field goal of the game, comes at the 4:45 mark. 9-3. 3 for Johnson, yep. Well, if that doesn't prompt the timeout, I'm not sure what will. Looks like it's a foul, actually, they're going to call. 12-3. 4 straight threes made by the Peddie Falcons here. And what I thought was a timeout was a foul on Peddie. A very tight man-to-man defense on the inbound, picking up full court. And that's foul number 4. And this will be Troy McGregor across the timeline. We do have a substitution. Xavier Pina is now in the game. Nice strong D, and he had some help from Bernie Blunt and forced a turnover. So Coach Rulovich already pulling out all the stops when it comes to the full court pressure. And we do have a 30-second timeout on the floor. So 12-3 is your score with 4:20 to go in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. We'll have some games coming up for you on Saturday and Sunday as well. Regardless of who plays in it, if you're in the area, the championship final is going to be at 2 o'clock on Sunday as scheduled. We've got a long way to go until then. Again, the mission to get 8 teams from the area, some quality basketball, give teams an early season test. We've got Lawrenceville, Lake Forest, Phelps, Our Savior Lutheran, Solebury and Peddie here, and Hun and Kiski, the 8 teams in the December 2018 field. A 12-3 start. Solebury did not get their first field goal until 4:45 to go in this period. And Peddie is 4 of 4 from three-point range. Milstein has 6, and Johnson and Blunt both with 3. And now it's Latrell Reed, one of 9 seniors on the roster. The drive does not fall. That's the first missed field goal for Peddie, and a foul on the rebound attempt. Peddie with 4 fouls, and I believe that's going to be the second. I'll make that 5 on Peddie, actually. Over the back, they call on the rebound attempt. So 5 team fouls on the Falcons to 1 for the Spartans. Once again, the men in white picking up full court. Drop off a little bit for Troy McGregor. That's Condi, one of the other captains. Condi, Naughton, and McGregor, the captains for Solebury. Peddie has had their way from behind the arc in the early going. William Schlemmer, a 6'5" senior out of Palo Alto, California, checking in, number 14 underneath. And the officials calling it very tight here before the inbounds pass. Some pushing and shoving. And it was Schlemmer involved underneath with Condi, and Condi's going to get booked for that one. And so Reed is going to try to meander through the defense. Johnson for 3. In and out. First missed 3. Can't blame him for taking it. Pretty good look. Wild dribbling from Naughton. Pocket picked by Schlemmer. And now the other way. Up and under and in for Pina. Bernie Blunt. Blunt has 5. 14-3. Bernie Blunt with 5. Gabe Milstein with 6. 3:31 to go in the first quarter. Again, on the roster, 9 seniors and 7 juniors. Very experienced Peddie roster, and with a lot of size. Size and shooting never hurt. The capabilities of Marlon Johnson, an outstanding receiver. That 2 poured in by Javon Brewster. He's on the board for the first time tonight, and it's 14-5. And count it, and the foul. Latrell Reed, the strong drive to the bucket, becoming the 4th Peddie player to score tonight, with 3:04 to go in the first period. First free throw opportunity of the evening for the Falcons. And it's missed. Good position on the box out by Ryan Condi. He wants to push. Brewster has some help. And the lay-in, good by Naughton. Good ball movement to get past that man-to-man. And Solebury starting to cut down on the advantage. It was a 12-3 lead. Steal by Condi there. There's Brewster. Brewster, the reverse, a little too strong. Condi, and he's fouled on the putback. So Solebury doing all its damage inside the blue paint here at Peddie School. They're able to drive and get in and get a lot of fouls here in this first period of play. Already 6 fouls charged to the Falcons. Good strong move by Condi, along with Troy McGregor, one of the captains. He's also from Ewing, New Jersey, 6'1" junior. Talked about all the seniors on the Peddie roster. Solebury with just 1 senior on its roster. Spartans struggling in the early going, 1 for 3 from the free throw line. And just an 8-point advantage now. Latrell Reed. Falcons 4 of 5 from 3-point range here. There's Reed working his magic, gets a shot and puts it home. 4 points for Reed, the senior out of Willingboro. Now he drops off on the switch. Schlemmer will pick up Condi. Condi wants him, he'll take him to the rack, and he'll put it in. Nice strong move by Ryan Condi, his first field goal of the game. And there is Pina. Now Reed eyeing a 3. Nice pass in there, but Brewster got a tip, and then they'll say last touch by Pina. So Reed, after a strong start, is going to get a rest. Arkan Tazidoglu is coming in, the 5'11" senior out of Istanbul, Turkey. And the official had to track that one down. And we're set to get back underway with 1:51 to go in the first. It's been all Peddie so far. Solebury attempting to climb back here. Pretty packed house for this game. Still one more contest left from Peddie. Condi underneath. Nice bounce pass to split the double team. Naughton cannot finish. And what a job of rebounding by Johnson, who's out the other way. Open 3 ball. No good from Pina. And Brewster tracks down the board. He does not have numbers in his favor. He'll pass it out to McGregor, who runs into his own teammate. And now it's Pina. 2-on-1. He'll take it himself and bank it in. 5 Peddie players have scored the lead back to 10 for the Falcons. They opened up this game on a 12-3 run, just raining in the threes. Hit 4 3-balls. The winner of this game will advance to the next round tomorrow. Nice drop off from Condi, and a little bit of a hot potato for Shee. He couldn't handle it. Nice dribbling. Tazidoglu, nice layout, and there's Pina with a finish. McGregor, no good on the layup, and it's a track meet. We go back the other way. Slots it in. Pina, nice ball movement, and Arkan misses the 3, but it's put back up and in by Schlemmer. Nobody put a body on him, and great position on the block by the senior. Largest lead of the evening in the first period, 24-10. Peddie in front, pocket pick there, and it's a run out. And 2 for Bernie Blunt, the junior from Morgantown. 7 points. 8 seconds left in the period. Condi's going to dribble it out against Johnson. See if he puts up a shot here around the screen from Shee. Condi to the free throw line. He will not get a shot off. He made the basket. We would have had a foul. The officials are going to conference here. No shot is the call and no foul. The clock expired. So 26-10 after 1 period of play. Second quarter action coming up in just a moment on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. 26-10, your score from Peddie, as Solebury will inbound to start the second quarter of play. First game for both teams in the 46th Annual Peddie School Invitational Tournament from Hightstown, New Jersey. Javon Brewster. 3 balls the story, and then points off turnovers as well for Peddie in the first quarter, especially toward the end. An onslaught. Nice job of getting down the floor. Condi underneath, misses the field goal, puts it back up and gets it to go. Good job by not fouling by Peddie, but Condi a strong rebound. Got at least 3 rebounds today. He's had a couple of second chance opportunities. Imagine that's something that Peddie's going to have to look forward to. Nothing but net for Xavier Pina. That's his first 3 of the night, 7 points. Quick double team by Peddie as Condi's going to try to get it across the timeline here. A minute into the second period of play. Condi, nice slip pass underneath and a good bank shot by Jupiter Shi, one of 2 players from China on the Solebury roster. Milstein back in the game. He started things off with a couple of threes, 2 threes in a row for Milstein. Peddie made their first 4 trays in this game. Number 23 you see is C.J. Presley, 6'5", out of Philadelphia, one of the seniors. Nice quick drive and a friendly roll for Lorenzo Spinazzi out of Pennington. Didn't have a lot of room to operate there and found his way between 2 bodies. Long outlet from Brewster. Brewster to McGregor. McGregor way long on the shot. Taza Deroglu with the rebounds. Milstein cranks it up and knocks it in. 9 points now for the senior. 34-14. 20-point lead for Peddie. Their largest of the night so far. Nice hop step there, and Condi's able to find 2. 8 points for the senior. 5:41 to play in the second period, 34-16. Peddie School in front. Peddie started out on a 14-5 run. The first field goal for Solebury did not come until the 4:45 mark of the first quarter. Trell Reed. Milstein, deep 3 off the front of the rim, and I believe that's his first missed 3-point attempt of the game. Saw him clapping his hands in disgust there, but I've no doubt he'll get right back at it in a few moments here. With this team up 34-16. The winner of this one will face the winner of Hun and Kiski to be played, scheduled at 8:30. So we'll follow this one. Peddie Athletics has been streaming some of the games as well. And that's a blocking foul and a half on C.J. Presley. Little late sliding over. And the officials have to check with the scores table. It is foul number 7 on the Peddie Falcons. They picked up 16 fouls in the first period. So we'll be heading to the free throw line. A spot where the Spartans are 2 for 4 tonight. Troy McGregor's first trip to the line. 7 players have scored for Peddie to just 4 for Solebury, a smaller roster and not nearly the depth of the Falcons. And 2 up and 2 down for Troy McGregor. So 34-18. Trying to cut that lead down. It's been as large as 20 here in this quarter. Presley. Now it's Milstein. Gets around his man. Pick up. Now bounce pass. Spinazzi for 3. Off back iron. Strong board by Presley. No one challenged him. Put it back up, and the tip in is good. Either Presley or Reed. I think Reed reached in there. We'll give him the bucket with 6 points for Peddie. 36-18 Falcons. Marlon Johnson getting set to check in at the scores table for Peddie School. Now Troy McGregor has yet to put in a field goal in this game. He's done a good job distributing. but it's been Condi who's been the player to watch, and key on for Solebury. Nice, nifty dribbling moves, and he's able to put it in. 10 points for Ryan Condi. Pocket pick, Javon Brewster comes up with it. Brewster able to put it in. Reed almost got back and blocked it away. It's a quick 4-0 run for Solebury. Pina for three. Good. A 6'3" junior from Deptford has been very impressive. He's up to 10 points now. Tied with Condi for the game lead. And he didn't get involved in the offense until 3/4 of the way through the first quarter of play. And Brewster, nice take there. Presley called for the hand check. So that is now 8 team fouls on the Falcons. And so Brewster will be shooting. Already 6 free throws attempted for the Spartans in this game. Brewster with 5 points. It'll be Marlon Johnson and William Schlemmer back into the game. And a great 2-for-2 trip. Spartans, after starting 1 for 3 from the line, they've made their last 5 free throws. It's now 39-24. Oh my, an offensive foul called. Almost a run-in slam from Latrell Reed. I know he wanted that pretty badly, but they called the offensive foul. And was that Condi? He might have slid in there and established position underneath. But almost a poster for Reed. Got to give the Solebury players a lot of credit for taking that one. And the pressure put on by Peddie off of that forced a turnover and a timeout. Coach Woolerich should say full timeout. We shall take it with him. 39-24. The Falcons in the lead with 3:21 left in the second quarter. Each team has used the timeout here in this one. 3:21 to go in the second period. Peddie's going to inbound and see if they drew up a play. Coach Woolerich. And they're going to wave off the shot. A foul. It's an offensive foul. It was off the ball. It was not on Reed, a player trying to get position. Used his arm in an illegal manner. So that's foul number 10 on the Falcons. It was an offensive foul, so we will not be shooting, but the rest of the way, 3:18. Double bonus is in effect for Solebury. They'll be shooting 2 at the free throw line. Taza Deroglu is back in the game for the Peddie School Falcons. And once again, they have created a turnover with their pressure in the full court. Coach Cleve Christie has been around since 83-84 for the Solebury Spartans. And on Saturday, December 1st, he earned his 500th career victory in the win over Pennington. Marlon Johnson to the rack. An easy lay-in. Good first step to get that separation and finish it off. 5 points for Johnson. Steal by Schlemmer. He's got a 3 for his efforts, and he'll nail it. 5 points for Schlemmer, and nearly a block, but a foul called against Marlon Johnson on McGregor on the other end. Well, a lot of credit goes to Solebury for picking right up and trying to get down the floor. They've done that a couple of times tonight. Johnson almost tracked back and got the block, but instead they'll call him for his first foul. Puts McGregor back to the free throw line, where he's 2 of 2 this evening. Seven of 9 on the free throws for Solebury. Jupiter Shee's going to check out. And Luca Naughton coming back in. Johnson will have a seat on the bench. Call his name during football season a lot. Rutgers looking at him, of course, for his talents as a wide receiver. Very long, athletic, rangy. With some good ups, and as we saw, some good ball handling skills as well. Got the 2 on the one end, and unfortunately picked up the foul on the other end, nearly getting the block. 44-25. Peddie going for their largest lead of the night if they can get a bucket here. And just off for Tazadoroglu. That hasn't stopped Peddie, though, as they will pick up man-to-man full court again. Condi's been held scoreless for the last 5 minutes. He was the leading scorer for Solebury most of this game. And no good on the bucket, but going to the line, Troy McGregor. Very heady play from the 5'10 junior. You saw he moved his body in to get the contact and the foul. Ten free throws attempted in the first half. Still 2:25 to play in the second quarter. And Troy McGregor has made a home at the line. He's pitched a attempt there virtually, as he's now 4 of 5. In and out, strong board. Solebury not electing to put players down for the rebound. Around the horn, another 3 attempt from Schlemmer, off back iron. Pick up by Milstein, what a pass. Spinazzi couldn't finish, there's Schlemmer again. He's been very key over the last few minutes for the Peddie School Falcons. Schlemmer, Spinazzi for 3, no good. And the Falcons have missed at least their last 3. After starting out, they made their first 4 from three-point range. Ryan Crean has checked in, by the way. He's number 10 on the floor, his first minutes of action tonight. Charlie Franklin, the putback. Franklin's birthplace listed as Kazakhstan, 6'4", a sophomore. And a reach-in foul called against the Spartans with 1:35 to play in the first half. Winner of this one will take on the winner of Hun and Kiski. That winners matchup will be tomorrow evening. It'll be the nightcap, 7:15. Bernie Blunt had 7 points in the first quarter. Was very active defensively as well. Trying to find some space, and out of bounds, say last touch by Peddie. Almost looked like it went off the hip of a Solebury player, but obviously the official's right there on the spot, much better angle. Peddie students starting to get into it, dressed in white. 44-28 Falcons. They've led by as many as 20. That was early in this quarter. Condi, nice ball handling, and that pass sails over everybody's head, including the official. Good heads-up defense there. Spinazzi and Milstein there getting involved. Crean sends it to Blunt, splits the defenders, puts the shot up, no good. He's going to go to the free throw line. That's 5 fouls now on the Spartans as a team. And Condi, who has 10 points, a game-high 10 points for Solebury. He might be in a little bit of foul trouble here. Blunt's able to cash in from the line. Eight points now for the junior. Peddie 1 of 2 from the line. Solebury's 10-plus free throw attempts have kept them somewhat within striking distance. A little wild there, I guess you would say, from Condi. He wanted it to fall, but his teammate Naughton was Johnny on the spot, and Crean's going to be called for the personal here, his first. 47 seconds left in the second period. No good on the first attempt. This will be the 14th free throw attempted tonight for the Solebury Spartans, who started off cold from the field. They didn't make their first field goal until 4:45 left in the first quarter. And Peddie definitely took advantage. Started off on a 12-3 run. Pina's back in the game. Schlemmer now, good head fake. Pina at the free throw line, nearly knocked away. Naughton on top of it. They're going to call traveling as he slipped and moved that foot. Condi's going to inbound. Long baseball pass, tracked down by McGregor. 31 seconds to go in the second quarter. Night 1 of the Peddie School Invitational. Condi working against Blunt. Now it's Troy McGregor, still looking for his first field goal. Pops it from the free throw line, doesn't get the roll. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Long outlet to Crean. He's got an open man. Does he see him? He did, but it was deflected and stolen away. Now Naughton has to get a shot up, loops it up, and banks it in at the buzzer. 6 points for Naughton, but still a large deficit to work from for Solebury, as Peddie has taken a decisive advantage after 2 quarters of play. 45-30. They lead on night 1 of the Peddie School Invitational. Have a halftime break, and we'll come back and bring you the second half from Hightstown on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Welcome back to the floor as we get set to start the third quarter of play between Peddie and Solebury. Third game of the night on night one of this Peddie School Invitational, the 46th annual edition. Lake Forest defeated Lawrenceville in our first game today, 73-60. And then Phelps over Our Savior Lutheran, 62-59. Just a reminder, at Play-by-Play Sports Network, we are planned to broadcast a couple of games for the Peddie School this weekend, but games we are not broadcasting will be available via Peddie Athletics and their YouTube channel. So we will be taking part in streaming all the games of this year's Invitational. 45-30 is the score at halftime. Peddie's been in front the entire time, opened up the game on a 12-3 lead. The Falcons hit their first 4 three-pointers and led 26-10 after one quarter of play. Again, now we have 45-30. Some unofficial stats. Latrell Reed with 6. Spinazzi has 2. Milstein 9. 5 for Marlon Johnson. 8 points for Bernie Blunt. Pina has 10 to lead all scorers, and 5 for William Schlemmer. For Solebury, it's Troy McGregor with 4. Javon Brewster with 6. 2 for Charlie Franklin. She has 2. Naughton with 6, and 10 points for Ryan Condi. Back underway to start the third quarter. Peddie School got out in front with the 3 ball, and then they were able to maintain their advantage with some nice defensive play to turn some turnovers into points. Marlon Johnson, very easy lay-in there. Good job of creating some space, and the C's parted for him. Now 7 points. Ryan Condi, the rock there on that right side of the key. He was held scoreless the final couple minutes of the first half. He had been doing a good job of penetration and splitting a couple of double teams and drawing some fouls. Nice steal by Reed. Reed the pass, and Blunt with the finish. And if you joined us a little late, that is what we saw a lot at the end of the first quarter. And we have a stoppage on the floor. Checking in will be Charlie Franklin, the 6'4" sophomore. 49-30, Peddie in front, about a minute into the third quarter. The Falcons have led by as many as 20 in this game. Hun and Kiski will be the final contest of today. We do know that at 2 o'clock on Saturday, Lawrenceville will play Our Savior Lutheran. And that aggressive defense there leads to the first foul of the second half. Peddie was able to pick up the 10-plus foul limit with at least 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Let's see if that aggressiveness carries over into the second half of play. In addition to Lawrenceville and Our Savior Lutheran, the other matchup that's been penciled in, Lake Forest and Phelps, it'll be at 5:30. And the bucket there is traded with a 3 for Gabe Milstein, who made his first 2 three-pointers tonight. So we got a jump ball situation. Nice outlet pass underneath. It's Franklin. Turns and gets the roll. Good job of establishing that pivot foot. And a nice tough shot over the defense. 4 points for Franklin, 52-34. Around the horn. Good swinging of the basketball. And Peddie's going to be a little patient here. Nice drive and kick. Johnson finishes it off. Second three-pointer made by Marlon Johnson. And he has 5 in this second half. 10 for the game. Condi, nice spin dribble. Splits the double. Doesn't get the roll. Those short shots have not been falling for him tonight. But we've seen his ability to penetrate. That foul is going to be called on Marlon Johnson. He's got a couple personals to his name tonight. 2 fouls now on the Falcons in the second half. Each team has used a timeout in this game. We'll see if it comes down to a situation where they'll need them. Right now it's a decent advantage for Peddie School. That's Condi's first bucket since about midway through, or first point, excuse me, since about midway through the second quarter. Goes 2 for 2 on this trip. For the game, he's 4 of 6. Marlon Johnson loses his footing and the basketball. Steal by Naughton. Now it's Condi pushing the pace. Takes it to the hole and once again cannot get the layup to fall. Johnson the other way, up for Reed, a little bit too high, but miscommunication causes a turnover for the Falcons. 5:30 left in the third quarter. The loser of this game will face the loser of the next game tonight at 3:45 tomorrow. And the two winners will meet at 5:30 on Saturday. Again, the championship will be held on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Troy McGregor backing off his teammates. The ISO action, pops a three. Smooth shot for McGregor, who has both of his only field goals in the game in the second half. He's got 9 total. Reed, nice arc, and finds the bottom of the rim. We'll have to tally up the threes at our next stoppage as McGregor has caught fire here. 58-41. That's going to be a blocking foul on the aforementioned junior, Troy McGregor from Ewing. 11 points, 7 of which have come in this third quarter. Pina and Schlemmer will come in for Reed and Johnson. It's Blunt, Milstein, Schlemmer, Pina, and Spinazzi on the floor for the Peddie School Falcons. And we've got a foul, and they'll say it is not on the shot, so don't count the basket. It was on the floor. 2 fouls for each squad now with 4:40 to go in the third. Nice inbounds pass finished by Schlemmer. Schlemmer's been a very good role player this evening. He's got 7 points. He's got a couple of assists, a few rebounds, hit a 3 as well. Condi wanted the 3. Take it inside. Good bounce pass and unable to finish again. That's been the story for Solebury tonight. Those left block layups have not been able to fall for the Spartans. Condi did a good job of getting back and defending despite the missed shot. That time, Peddie would not concede any space inside. Nice job by Schlemmer of switching. Now it's McGregor. Another step back 3. This one way short. And Condi saves it into a teammate. Got it to Jupiter Shee. Now back to Condi. Nice crossover dribble. And traveling called. Maybe the NBA that's legal. Won't count here though. 60-41, Peddie in front. Credit Condi. He's been kept off the scoreboard from the field goal perspective since about midway through the second, but still very active on the offensive game. Oh, and by the way, Pina still has that 3-point touch. He now has 13 points. His last 3 made shots have been from 3-point range. On the long outlet now, the bucket, no good. Foul on the floor. Called on Milstein as he got very close. Tell you something, we've seen a lot from Troy McGregor. He's able to put his body in position to get that contact, whether he's in the air or on the floor, and did so there. 3 team fouls now on the Falcons. A runaway steal for Bernie Blunt. The deuce at the other end. 12 points for Blunt now. One of 7 players who have scored for the Falcons in this evening's contest. Splitting the double team now. A long runner is no good from Jupiter Shee. Bounces off to Franklin underneath. It's Naughton, and good team basketball by the Spartans to get 2 on the other end. 8 points now for Luca Naughton. Pina tees up a 3 again. A little too strong. Schlemmer saves it, but to the men in blue. Here come the Spartans now, 2-on-2. Nice active hands by Blunt. Schlemmer, open three, go. Ten points for Schlemmer. A multitude of Falcons in double figures tonight. Condi will tee up a tray. Too strong, Naughton nearly the rebound. Will go to the Peddie School. 13 3-pointers unofficially hit in the game by the Peddie School Falcons, and we have a full timeout on the floor. 68-43. 2:17 left in the third quarter. (68-43). The Falcons have already surpassed their largest lead of the evening in this quarter. Peddie jumped out to a 12-3 lead early on the first couple of minutes. The Spartans did not get their first field goal until 4:45 of the first quarter. Peddie hit their first 4 threes. They've hit 10-plus three-pointers. We've got them at 13 for the game. That's been a big story to how they've been able to come out to this large advantage, along with some defensive intensity. Solebury's been able to try to stay in it from the free throw line, but Peddie's been too strong, and a nice drive by Spinazzi as he's going to increase his point total to 7 with 2:03 left in the third. Nice reverse attempt, and Naughton has made the last 2 buckets for the Spartans, finds 2. The 27-point lead, the largest of the evening for Peddie. That was cut down there by Naughton. Now the Falcons trying to build on their advantage once again. They have not trailed in this game. Blunt, long three. It's good. Everybody's hitting now, too, for the Falcons. The second three made by Blunt in this game. 15 points unofficially. He's now the leading scorer for the Falcons tonight. And a foul called on the take by Troy McGregor with 1:10 to go in the third. Solebury's been very aggressive. They like to get to the rack and force the contact. That's been their game plan. We got players like Marlon Johnson in a little bit of foul trouble. Did the Spartans in this game tonight. Troy McGregor. Now 6 of 8 from the free throw stripe. 18 free throws attempted for the game for the Solebury Spartans. Solebury trails 73-47. Blunt teed up that three, couldn't get it to go. And a foul called over the back. They're going to get Spinazzi with the foul. So Condi will inbound. That's the 5th team foul on the Peddie School Falcons with 56 seconds to go in the third quarter. Long outlet, tracked down nearly. Tightrope act put on by McGregor, but he did step on the line, so we'll turn it over to Peddie with a minute to play in the quarter. Dribble handoff. Now Pino will take. He'll kick. 3 on the way. Schlemmer couldn't get it to go. 42 seconds to go. Spinning out there is Condi, splitting 2 defenders. Step up on D. Now inside. Naughton up and under and banks it in. Naughton took a while to find his stride, but he is now in double figures in this game, one of the captains for Solebury. And all his points have come in that layup territory. 17 seconds left. Shot clock is off. 73-49 Peddie. Harlem Globetrotter Clinic being put on by Blunt. The kick, the three, no good, tipped around and somehow finds its way back in. And that is going to do it for the third quarter of play. 75-49. This one has been all Peddie and continues to be so as we head into the fourth quarter. (75-49) on night one of the Peddie School Invitational Basketball Tournament. The tournament started back in 1973. An early season test for 8 teams in the Mid-Atlantic region. Back underway. Nice strong drive, and finally we do not have a foul on a take to the lane. The Peddie School jumped out to a 12-3 lead. They made 4 3-pointers and led 26-10 after one quarter, and then it was 45-30 Falcons at the half, 75-49 Falcons after 3. Nice steal on the over-the-top catch by Jupiter Shee, but Peddie able to wrest control right back. You can pick up by those scores there. It's been all Peddie in this one. Presley will trigger a 3. Rims out, Condi the board. Condi, no field goals in this second half, just 2 points. Peddie doing a good job limiting him. He had 10 points. He was the leading scorer for Solebury. Did a lot of his damage inside, but Peddie really picking up the defensive intensity. Naughton with an open look, and he will drain that one. 14 points for Naughton. 8 of them have come in this second half. 3 on the way off front iron. We mentioned Peddie made their first 4 threes. 14 from distance made in the game tonight for the Falcons. Condi could not connect there. Nice dish out to Schlemmer. Schlemmer back to Tazadoroglu, and a reach-in foul. The official shaking his head and smiling as if to say that was pretty obvious. On the slide over. 5 team fouls on the Peddie Falcons with 6:44 to play. And that one the third on the Solebury Spartans. Latrell Reed finds his way into the lane, and a reach-in foul drew 3 bodies. Reed 0 for 1 from the line, looking for his first points of the second half. He has 6 for the game. The winner of this game will play in the nightcap on Saturday at 7:15. And Reed goes 1 for 2 on that trip. The Falcons have led by as many as 27 in this one. McGregor backing off his teammates in front of the 500-win bench. Cleve Christie has 500 victories for the Solebury Spartans. Naughton able to put in 2 there. Assisted by Robert Eicham. .605 to play, 76-53 now. Other scores from tonight: Lake Forest 73-60 over Lawrenceville, and Phelps 62-59 over Our Savior Lutheran. Hunt and Kiski is the final game of tonight's proceedings, and Peddie Athletics will have that stream on YouTube. If you couldn't make it out, thanks for joining us on Play-by-Play Sports Network. Number of Peddie fans in the stands here in Hightstown. Dribble handoff back to McGregor. And a quick 3, very quick release there by David Zaketa. First time he's checked in, the junior from Doylestown. We'll turn it back over to the Falcons. Taza DeRoglu handing off there to Reed on the floor, joined by Schlemmer, Pina, and Presley. Presley working on the near side, as we saw, not afraid to trigger the 3. Obviously a great football program for the Falcons. We enjoyed covering them this year, and a number of those players here on the basketball floor. Schlemmer nails the tray. 15 threes made by the Peddie School. And the Falcons will take a timeout. Schlemmer has hit 3 of those 3-pointers and has 13 points this evening. Five Falcons in double figures tonight for Coach Joe Rulewich, who's talking things over with his squad. The Falcons 1 point away from matching their largest lead tonight, which they had in the third quarter. Again, Peddie came out on fire from 3-point range, hit their first 4, and 15 is no slouch. Tip pass, Franklin controlling. He's going to have to hand it off. Condi, good job of being Johnny on the spot there as he drives in and count the basket along with a foul. Foul number 6 on the Falcons with 5:15 to play. The first field goal made by Condi on a very strong take there in this second half. He has 14. Leading scorer for the Spartans is Luca Naughton with 16. And it's the captains doing all the scoring. All 3 have right around double-digit points. Not a lot of depth after that. See that bench for the Spartans on the far side. Very small roster. 79-56 our score now. Teeing up a 3, Spinazzi, no good. And good hard work by Schlemmer. We've seen a lot of that out of him tonight. Another 3 ball hoisted up, in and out, and Franklin the board. Troy McGregor has not gotten on the board in nearly a quarter's amount of time. He really exploded in the third quarter for 9 points, and he's able to roll a couple in here. So we go to 79-58. The Falcons have controlled all the way. They're looking for a date with either Hun or Kiski, the winner of that contest, which is to follow this one on the first night of the 46th annual Peddie School Invitational. Nice off-balance attempt there by Reed, and the Falcons will get a chance to inbound. Korean, also Presley joining Reed on the floor. Spinazzi and Schlemmer as well. Depth really being showcased by Joe Rulewich in a senior-laden ball club. Nearly sits on back iron and drifts off. And great hustle by Reed to earn a trip to the line. He stayed with it Condi's pretty big body, listed as 6'1", but he's got some strength to him, and good job by Reed of trying to sneak in there. Didn't necessarily have the initial inside position. One for three from the line is Reed, as he hits the first there. And he's trying to match a number of his teammates in that double-digit point territory. Good on the second free throw. Again, Lake Forest and Phelps, the winners in the first two contests. They will play each other on Saturday. Condi's going to run point here. In a slow-moving fourth period of play. Nice job to close out there by Spinazzi on what would have been a three attempt by Troy McGregor. The 5'10 junior will pop a three this time and rims out. There's Schlemmer again. Nice board. He outlets for Presley. Keeps the toes in bounce. Reed hoists up a three. There's Presley. He couldn't get control of it for the attempt. Still after it on the floor, and this time he's going to go to the line. Shaking his head, but he had the stick-to-itiveness to stay with it. He'll have a chance for his first point. Presley out of Philadelphia. That lineman-type body, 6'5". One of the nearly 10 seniors on this roster. 9 elder statesmen and 7 juniors. Two for two on that trip. 8 players have now scored tonight for the Falcons with 3:34 remaining. Again, 15 three-pointers drilled by the Peddie School has aided their dominance in this one. Franklin, foul line J. Can't get it to go. There's Schlemmer once again. Nearly a steal. Spinazzi will take that open three and couldn't get the friendly roll. Zucchetta, good job corralling the miss. Now a 2-on-1. McGregor bounce pass, and Franklin was not where he wanted him to be. It'll stay with Solebury, but good job by Peddie of getting back. This one's been all Peddie School. 26-10 after one, 45-30 at halftime, and 75-49 they led after 3 quarters of play. Up and under move. McGregor too strong off the backboard. Run out the other way. Korean, ball on the floor. Hustling after it. We have a jump ball situation. Credit Solebury for continuing to hustle. That was Terrence Glover seeing his first action of the night in this fourth quarter, causing the tie up for the Spartans. Going to empty the bench a little bit. Paul Harrison checking in, along with Kyle Sycamore and Igor Olchansky, Malachi Washington. And we've got a foul on the other end. Lennox Lamar also in there. So again, Hall Harrison, Lennox Lamar, Sycamore, Malachi Washington in the ball game, along with Justin Moreno. Those are the 5 on the floor in white, as Condi took advantage and earned a trip back to the free throw line. Condi 6 of 8 from the stripe. If there's one thing maybe you look at for the Peddie Falcons staff, it's the amount of free throws that you've given up and allowed in this game. As that three misses off the hands of Lamar, and a quick run out the other way from Condi. Into the lane. Oh, got a big leap from Lamar, and that's a foul for sure, as Peddie already over that 7 foul limit. This will be the 22nd free throw shot by Solebury in this game, as Peddie has neared a 30-point lead tonight many times, been around that 27 mark. They led by as many as 20 in the first half. We're able to extend that margin. Now Lamar is going to come out. Justin Moreno. And now it's Washington. They swung around. Bounce pass stolen by McGregor. 2:03 to play. Fans starting to pile in for the next contest between Hun and Kiski. Is that 3-ball drilled? Condi's up to around 20 points tonight for one of the captains for Solebury. Corner three, no good. And Condi, the long throw out off the outlet. And yet another foul called. Not sure if he left the floor there for a possible up and down, but back to the line once again. Go the Spartans. Over 20 free throws attempted in this game. Troy McGregor is going to have 9 and 10 here. That was the 9th team foul on the Peddie School. Unofficially around 16 for Troy McGregor. So once again, we mentioned the captain's getting it done. All three right around 15 plus. But then after that, there's really no supporting cast. The highest total, 6 points poured in by Javon Brewster, and that was all in the first half. Peddie, meanwhile, has the depth. We mentioned 8 players have scored. They poured in 15 three-pointers in this game. A wild run in, and somehow a shot triggered up, and Moreno unable to finish. That's a 2 right there, but it's no good. Tipped around, and the rebound corralled by Carter Lee. Lee, the second player from China on the Solebury roster. 1:08 to go in this game. Peddie securing a berth in the winners matchup. Face the winner of Hun and Kiski to follow. Will be streamed on the Peddie Athletics YouTube channel. Missed on the shot. Long outlet pass. Here goes Moreno. Lays it up and nearly puts it in. Lamar was on the back end waiting for the alley-oop. Moreno staying after it though. And now it's McGregor. Oh, nearly a block from behind by Lennox Lamar. And he's going to be called for his second personal foul tonight. That's that athleticism you get when you see those football players on the basketball floor. Got a piece of the arm. So now we continue to count the free throws for the Spartans up to around 25 plus. As McGregor just continues to practice those free throws. This next one will be his 12th attempt of the game. He's made 9. .40 seconds to go, 83-68 Peddie. Believe that's Juan Su checking in, Rex Su. The only player left on the roster here for Solebury. Again, that small roster and not a lot of depth. Being outclassed by the experienced, deep team that the Peddie Falcons are here in this early season test. Peddie trying to find out where they stand. 3-ball, no good. That 3-ball numbers remained around 15. Condi continues to play very strong, up to 20 plus. 10 seconds on the clock. Step back from Sue, too strong. On the floor, Naughton with the board. Spins, puts it up. Great defense there by Malachi Washington. Not fouling, and that is going to do it. This one never in any doubt. Peddie jumped out to a 12-3 lead, hit their first 4 threes, 15 for the game, and they end up with an 83-69 win on night one of their own invitational basketball tournament. And we'll just go through the numbers quickly before we wrap things up here. Unofficial, again, may have missed a bucket here or there, but 9 for Latrell Reed. 7 points for Spinazzi. 12 points for Milstein. He had 9 of those on 3 3-pointers in the first half. 10 points for Marlon Johnson. Had a little foul trouble to deal with in the second. Didn't see as much time on the floor, but was very effective. And he had his team's first 5 points in the second half. 15 points poured in by Bernie Blunt. A lot of those off of steals. Xavier Pino was hot from behind the arc. He finished with 15 and 3 3-pointers. A lot of credit to Will Schlemmer as he had double figures as well. 13 points for Schlemmer. He hit 3 3-pointers and a number of rebounds, a couple of assists. And C.J. Presley was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. That's the extent of the scoring for the Peddie School Falcons. Again, it was 12-3 over the first 3 minutes or so, as Peddie held Solebury without a field goal until about 4:42 to go in the first. The Falcons led 26-10 after 1 quarter. They were up 45-30 at halftime, 75-49 after 3 quarters, and your final score is 83-69. So we almost know all of our matchups for Saturday. We've got 1 game left to decide, as it'll be Solebury moving to the 3:45 game. They'll take on the loser of the upcoming matchup between Hun and Kiski. And Peddie has cemented themselves in the nightcap spot. They will play at 7:15 on Saturday, once again against the winner of this Hun and Kiski matchup. For Ali Wenner, our camera operator, and the rest of the folks, the Play-by-Play Sports Network, I'm Kevin Fonger saying so long. We will see you tomorrow. And again, a reminder, the rest of the games, the rest of the non-Peddie games that are being played here are being streamed on the Peddie Athletics channel on YouTube. So if you want to check out Peddie's or Salisbury's possible opponent tomorrow, you can head there. Thanks again, and have a good Friday night and a good rest of your weekend.